We were all once children, but I think we still are children, and this is a good thing. What isn't a good thing is that society, our schooling, family, have been as a plaster, and the older we got, the stiffer we got. This is physically stiff, mentally, spiritually, transcendentally, whatever you want. And this is not what the child really desires. The child desires curiosity. The child desires being able to hear, actually hear without judgments being piled up on that hearing and listening and seeing with the same thing. I remember Krishnamurti would link this listening, this real listening and real seeing with love. Because you sort of lose yourself in the process when you just experience. I suppose you could say the now moment. But I feel none of this is possible without actually finding that child again. And for that, we have to unlearn and unwrap the mummy. We have to make an intention that we want to live again like a child. We want to have this curiosity. One thing I like to do is reminisce about my own childhood and things that really excited me. Obviously, for me, I'm a dancer. I really liked dancing as a child. But the thing is, the society I was at, I did not feel comfortable opening that part of me. And these are things that now we can be mature enough to not really care. We can do these things. We can be a child again. And so, yeah, I would sometimes reminisce about things I enjoyed. And then I would see, am I doing that same thing right now? And what version of that right now would I do? I feel this is very helpful. We all have done something very exciting. We felt exciting when we were a child, our own hobbies and all that. In adult life, what does it translate to? Are we doing it? Or are we letting society pile up and make us into a stiff zombie to where we're just living day to day like a machine? This mechanical living, which could be about consumerism or capitalistic society. We just have to make the intention first. How do we get out of this? This is, it seems very incarcerating to me. I had a good friend of mine last year who I grew up with. He committed suicide, and I feel it was over this overwhelming feeling of being caged in. He was a free soul, free spirit, like me. I remember talking to him many times about this sense of wanting to be free and not having so much obligation, and eventually he just took his own life because he just couldn't deal with this. And so it's more than ever right now, it's very important that I am living a very free as I can be life. Making that intention. How am I going to do that? It could be anything. It could be minimalism, not consuming as much, really thinking, really questioning everything about what is going on around you, questioning what is being said on the news and television, questioning all your teachers, questioning yourself, seeing if there's another way. If there's another way that you can do less effort. There's always a way to make things easier. You just have to put your mind into it. You have to focus. Focus on being a little bit more free. I feel that after you focus I'm being this free self, your child will open up, and then you'll see colors again. You might have to become a spy. You might have to make negotiations, because it can't all happen at this, all at once. So what I do, I negotiate. So, for instance, okay, I will take this very, very boring job, but it is only a temporary time, because this is for another outcome. This will actually pull out the child in you even more, but it comes with this little sacrifice. But you can't just say that, okay, right now is a sacrifice for later on, and then never actually show anything for it as you're going. The trick is, you have to, as you go, you have to feel as if you actually are becoming a little bit more of a child again, and then working on your goal. And that's, I feel, negotiation with the child. The last thing you want to do is shut this child up, because I feel it's going to come up later in life. This child just become raging, like a raging demon dragon, and if you never listen to it then, it's going to find a way to make you listen to it. So, you might as well ask yourself, what do you want? What is it you want? What do you want? What fulfills you? And what are the obstacles? Family? Is it family? Peers? Friends? You might have to drop some things for your own growth. You might have to make boundaries for your own growth. Sometimes the boundaries keep you in a box, but sometimes the boundaries are very good, and they will make you grow as a person. Because if you don't do the self-work, it's going to show, and then the people who you attract are going to be people in that similar situation. We want this open heart of a child. I associate the child with an enormous heart. And if you carry this child onto adult life, it is child with a big heart plus child with a wise mind. So I say the wise mind sustainability. So a sustainable child, a child that has very solid boundaries and that is able to play a lot, able to be curious a lot. And I feel this is what most people really go after. Who doesn't want more liberty in their life? And all it takes, I feel, is just that first step of accepting we already are a child. We have to, as is said in Taoism, prune. We have to prune away what doesn't work and move again. We can move physically, mentally, spiritually. We want to move. We don't want to feel incarcerated. We want this child back, and we can reclaim this child.